supercar fails, because some people have more dollars than sense.
A lot of people have more dollars than sense, and before you even start the video, if you're already recording, I can tell immediately that this is a McLaren in speed mode. It's probably a 720S. I can tell that because it looks like the dash has... So the dash on the McLarens can actually come down when you're in like the super sport mode or whatever, and it is just a rev meter on that little bar right there instead of like the full gauges. Oh yeah, it's a turbo McLaren and the asshole has a Supreme sticker on his inner door.
Going, and you put too much torque to the rear wheels and you slid. And my money is he got scared and lifted off, which is the last thing you want to do when your rear wheel drive car starts wiggling its back.
Well, let's be completely honest here. With as much horsepower, the 720S has like 600-700 horsepower or something like that. And the last thing you want to do is get your tires smoking in a straight line if there's fucking people on either side of you, because no matter how good of a driver you are, if it does start to spin out, you're gonna hit something. You'd rather it be a curb than an Audi. Because he just hit an R8, which is Audi supercar. Get that, you heard him lift off. You heard him lift off right there. I'm looking at it. That's a P1. No! Oh my god! It hurts. It hurts too much. That was the sound of a carbon monocoque in a car that already cost $1.4 million. Fucking breaking. I don't even want to think about it. Next video.
Oh shit!
What did he... I'm probably the same thing it's the same thing in all these videos. The back starts to get a little... They mash the throttle, the back gets a little squirrely, they let off the gas and or slam on the brakes, and they lose it completely.
I think as soon as you move to a car, or with American muscle cars, let's just say the 400 horsepower mark. So if you get a V8 in a Mustang, at that point you should be required to have performance driving classes before you can drive the car on public road. Because people just don't fucking know how to handle things, and it's ridiculous to me. Well, and people are going to blame snap oversteer, but it's all driver error. Like, the entirety of snap oversteer, for the most part, is driver error or bad tires.
I will contend that only because I would argue snap oversteer is actually a thing on an open tube. Because you really do
may have a point there.
Lose the entire back end if one wheel starts.
No, that's old school Mustang shit, though.
Yeah.
Like, all the old Mustangs have that.
Yeah,
problem, so.
Is snap oversteer. If you have an LSD, it's not snap oversteer, it's you being an idiot.
What's the fight we're about to do? Oh, no, pile up in the other lane. Oh, okay, so Audi R8, that's a white one. And that looks like some kind of fucking Mercedes. Yeah, no, that's either a Mercedes. No, that might be a Porsche. And then the Lamborghini almost slams into the back of him. It was going so well until that. What the fuck happened here?
What? Yeah.
No, GTR.
How did you even get that thing sideways? What in the fuck? That thing should have taken that turn so easy. What did you do?
Turn signals.
That wasn't the Supercars fail. That was the lack of... That was not checking your blind spot because you're a fucking retard and no turn. If I'm going the speed limit and somebody pits me, it's still gonna end up in an accident, you fucking retard.
Congratulations, random middle-class family. Your grandchildren will be paying off your debt.
And it's fucking painted red. Apparently they're a target for everything else on the road. You notice the first video and this video, same color.
Yeah. No.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd he tear the back end out? Like, all he did was slide it into a curve. Jesus.
Ripped it off on the curb, I think. I don't know.
Weak. None of these guys know what roll into it means at all.
Roll into the curb at speed.
Yeah, they know what that part means. They don't know the roll into the throttle application, though. This guy is about to heist into the car. Here it comes.
No.
Oh, he's gonna wall it? Seriously? What are you, a fucking... Oh my god, this asshole.
At least that sounded like fiberglass. That was just short enough that I can imagine he put it in neutral and just stomped on the gas because he was pissed off.
But yeah, a little bit of throttle therapy is what happened there, yeah. I have a feeling you might be right. He needed to fucking take out anger, and that was easy. Another R8. Yo, it went, is that a river down there? And then went for a swim. So I think the reason why we see so many R8s crashing, because R8s and GTRs specifically are very like beginner supercar level cars. They're kind of easier to get into than a lot of other shit because they're cheaper. So I think that's what we're seeing here. The other one that you're probably going to see a lot of, we haven't seen any yet, which I've been surprised about, but the other one you might see a bunch of is Huracans if this video is new enough for that. Sir, turn back on your traction control and fucking behave yourself. If you have no self-control, don't buy a car. Well, traction control works great on current Mustangs, but you still see Mustangs fucking doing stupid shit at car meets. The reason why it happens is because these people have the expectation that you're gonna slide out of the meet like a fucking G. And so they turn off their traction control, having never done it before. And it's really prevalent now with the new BMW M3s and shit like that, because they're normally all-wheel drive cars, but they set them to sport mode rear-wheel drive with no traction control on, and then they mash it, and the car behaves completely differently from normal. This kind of shit gets car meets shut down all the time. Doesn't My question is, why would you fucking drag race somebody light to light on surface streets when you know there's traffic? That just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. This sounds like...
Fucking, you're the kind of person that drag races light to light in cities? I don't fucking know.
This is some Fast and Furious 1-ass shit right here. Fucking, we used to race this light all the time. He's messing with settings. Look at him. You can see him messing with something on the deck. I think he's turning it to sport mode. He's turning the safeties off. No! It's your first mistake. Because you totally want to put it in launch mode right before you go into a turn, you fucking idiot.
This is an idiot who shouldn't have this car. And also, by the way, I'm going to point something. You can correct me on this, but here's what I think is happening. You notice how it's the it stutters there? I think he got scared by the acceleration, he got scared by the little bit of wheel spin, and let off the gas.
I think once he was in the lane, he let off, and because he was still in the corner, and because the wheels were still, yeah, he let off right there, because you can hear it. Mm-hmm. And so he was already sideways. As soon as he let off, weight went forward and he was spinning.
I mean, he could have pulled off that launch into that turn. He just needed to aim for the outside lane and commit. Which,
yeah, he needed full that, not head up.
You know, on the one hand, dick move. On the other hand, you're already using launch control on surface streets. You already look like a tool. Go for it.
Yeah, here comes the Huracan. These cars will give you just enough power to hang yourself with. You wanted to brake out on the straight and then come into the corner off brake and let it coast through. He might be on it a little bit, but he's not on it hard until right before the corner starts, and that's not how you do that.
Should brake, from my amateur perspective.
He should have braked about 17 frames ago.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, like started getting on it.
Because he's going out way too wide and he starts to oversteer and he doesn't know how to recover it. And here's the point of no return. That's when you're crashing the car no matter what. And if he'd taken it a little bit slower, which these idiots never do. He could have just like hugged the inside and cut straight through the S, and it would have been awesome.
Yeah,
But instead,
the thing about all these clips is you're not on a track. So if you're on the limit on a track, then I'd understand like trying to brake late and shit. But if you're on surface streets, I'd always take it easier than you fucking could theoretically, just to make sure you have room for error. Because especially with surface streets, tracks are prepped for this kind of shit. It's
That's
consistent, they're cleaned. Roads are not prepped like that. There will be random spots. We have a spot coming down one of my main drives into town where whatever they paved the concrete with, super slippery. I mean, it's literally, my car lays tracks with traction control on in second gear.